And welcome back, race fans, to the season finale of the CMS Racing Truck Series out here at Homestead, Miami. It's the guys in the booth, Luke alongside Kevin. Kevin, how we doing tonight?
Yeah, super excited for this one. This is a season finale, season closer. A little bit of a battle going on between a couple of these guys. Um, I know. I'm really excited for this. I love Miami.
Hey, me too, Kevin. What an exciting environment it's going to be out here tonight. It's the season finale of CMS, and I know I'm looking forward to it. I know we already have the grid, so the grid is yours if you want to take it, Kevin.
Yeah, will do. How about Brian Zabelski on the pole tonight and Davis Braun on his outside? Davis Braun, one of those guys you have to pay attention to for the championship here as he leads in points. Chris Hudson on the second row alongside Caleb Colburn. Caleb Colburn chasing down Davis Braun. He's closing in. He is in second in points. Third row is going to be Tim Collier and Guillermo Siguenza. Fourth row is going to be Jay Dargert and Drew Lidke. Fifth row is going to be Pierre Robitaille and Matt Ramona. Sixth row is going to be Anthony James and Jose Medina. Then it's going to be Dennis the Janitor Pitzenbarger and Miguel Romero, Tommy Mitchell and Nicholas Braz. And rounding us out is going to be Marcos Hernandez and Ray Partridge.
You know, not the biggest field of the night here, Kevin. We're going to have 18 drivers out here, but it's going to be an exciting one out here, to say the least.
Yeah, and we've had 30 different drivers so far in this series with CMS this season. All the way to people running one race, up to some guys that are on their 8th race here tonight, the season finale.
Yeah, and you got to remind me here, Kevin. Who all are we looking out for here tonight in terms of the, point standings for the finale here?
Davis Braun is going to have a bad day for anybody else to be in contention. He's currently up 60 points. However, Caleb Colburn is down a start, and he is in second place still. So he's had a lot of success. He's got to have it continue here, but he is in the hunt, 60 points back. And we are green here at Miami for 134 laps of pure racing.
A good start here for Davis Braun.
Yeah, again, the speed going on the outside there seems to dominate through 1 and 2, but Brian Zabelski gonna settle into, or not settle in, he's gonna stay on the inside. He's gonna get passed by Caleb Colburn, who's already on the hunt.
Yeah, no surprise there. It seems as though they've been the two to battle every single night out here that we've seen them in the CMS Truck Series. They're the two showstoppers. And see the Miami Dolphins speed, Kevin.
Yeah, maybe just trying to get the fans going here in Miami with a little bit of a football tribute, but that's going to be the number 2 car of Caleb Colburn. Not sure if he's a Miami.
Look at the speed
Dolphins
on
fan,
Colburn.
Yeah, that high line just seems to be where it's at. He's going to dive for the pass here on Davis Braun. He's going to have it. Davis Braun not too quick into that one, but he's going to try for the high line here now. I think Colburn might be clear here.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's going to take the lead here. We heard the wall being rubbed up there a little bit by Caleb Colburn, but he's going to still retain his lead here. And look at the space already. Already 0.40 seconds up from Davis Braun is Caleb Colburn. He's getting a good lead, but Chris Hudson falling back in P3. He's no stranger to the front runners here. Tim Collier, the league owner, he's fallen back up there to P, or he's risen up to P4 here. He's doing solid. So far, so good. We're going on 5 laps green here so far. And we're single file wide right now. They're too wide back there in the back, but it seems as though for the most part we're too wide all the way through. And how about the separation early? Just taking a look back at the field a little bit. Seeing quite a gap between, I believe, what is that, P11 and let's say, almost 3 seconds back, separating those two. Maybe between Lidkey and Pittsburgh. That backpack's going to really have to make some work here if they're going to want to, catch up to our leaders here. But nonetheless, it's still going to be Caleb Colburn here leading things off. How about Dennis Braun going for the pass on the inside? Colburn going to rub the wall up there on the high side. And Davis Braun going to get the transfer. As soon as I say that, Caleb Colburn already peeking at the inside, and he's going to start a pass again. Kevin, I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of back and forth racing between these two drivers tonight.
Yeah, and I got to agree, Luke. They're in big contention here, and Chris Hudson lurking in the shadows. He's also had a great season. Tim Collier, a good season as well. But Braun and Colburn, they're really going to be going at each other tonight. Yeah, and Luke, you gotta wonder how much tire wear is in effect here in Miami. It's a short track, but it's not as short as we've seen. But regardless, they're gonna be doing some braking out there. What do you think?
I think it's going to come into effect here later into the race. I mean, we're in for a long haul out here tonight, 134 laps. But assuming we stay green for a majority of these laps out here, I think it's going to really start to play into effect here later on in this one. I mean, like you said, it's not the biggest track in the world, but these turns sure are sharp. We've already seen Caleb Colburn have to ride the wall. So far, Davis Braun, he's holding a nice lead right now on Caleb Colburn. As soon as I say that, Colburn going to get some speed behind him. Look how spread out the field is out here already, Kevin. I mean, they're all completely filed up there. Looks like our leaders are going in between turns 1 and 2, and the very end of the group is just now entering a start-finish.
Yeah, and a lot of different configurations out here, a lot of different, I don't want to say it, but talents out here. It's a big range of drivers, so not surprising to see this field already getting a little bit spread out, Luke.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there on that one, Kevin. It's yeah, we've seen the Braun and Colburn show too many times before out here tonight, so not really a surprise there for us. Onboard of the P2 driver right now, Caleb Colburn. He's been electing to run the high line most of the night out here tonight. Davis Braun electing to run the inside. It'll be interesting to see how these two drivers' cars are going to turn out here later on in this race, both electing to take different lines. Seems like Caleb Colburn just riding that outside wall on these turns.
Not sure if you heard that, Luke, but somebody's just laying down on their horn outside my house.
We can't hear it, Kevin, but I sure believe you. And wouldn't it be something if these NASCARs were equipped with horns?
Man, that would be awesome.
You imagine the amount of honking they'd do out there? I think that'd be pretty funny. So far, Davis Braun almost a full second up on Caleb Colburn. But he has been electing to take that inside line pretty much the whole time out here in these turns, so gotta wonder how that's going to pan out for him later on in this race, assuming the state green. Gonna obviously run into a little more tire wear on that inside line. Well, Chris Hudson getting close to Caleb Colburn, and so is Tim Collier.
Yeah, and you know, Braun's opened this up to a second now, Luke, and Colburn and Hudson, if they start fighting, that's really going to help the 25 car here, and I'm not quite sure what the fuel window is, but I would assume that Han is fine with it being for a while, because he's just making the best laps out here.
He seems to be the man to beat here when he finds the groove, but then again, like I keep mentioning, he's been running that inside line quite a bit, so might be running a little more tire wear than Caleb Colburn.
Yeah, and I'm reading 49 to 52 laps on fuel, according to Bob Pockris, Luke, and we know all too well that that can't be confirmed. I will take a look and see if there's any drivers that I can go bother about it. It doesn't appear so, so we're just gonna have to go based off that. You know, fingers crossed. How about onboard? I'll let you pick, but
you know what? We'll hop
yeah,
on board with the league owner here. We were just on board a little bit ago, Caleb Colburn. So let's go and hop on the league owner here, Tim Collier. I was just struggling to find the cockpit camera there for a minute. I can't lie. Let it disappear. He's got the setup, Kevin.
yeah, and that he does a lot of die casts in the back, a lot of collectible items. That is a room to have, Luke. I don't think I would leave it.
Yeah, yet another one that I'm jealous of.
Yeah, no doubt. And aside from the room itself, I know you're probably just about as jealous as I am of the wheel.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, seems like every time we see it in the onboard of some of these drivers here, they really just keep putting our Logitech G29s to shame.
Yeah, and you know, maybe it's time for an upgrade, Luke.
You know, it might
I will
be,
say
Kevin.
we have a little bit of extra cash floating around because we are officially confirmed a Season 2 with CMS.
That is true, and little heads up to everybody, we got a current 9th year paint scheme in the way. Very, very excited for that to come. It's looking really, really nice so far. We're not gonna have any sneak peeks or teasers just yet, but there is one underway, and we are really excited for how it's looking so far.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to Griffin Race Paints. It's tough finding someone as easy and professional to work with as he was, but I mean, I'm glad we found him. I'm glad We're able to work something out with him.
Look at that. Tim's got the gloves on and everything. He's dialed in out here.
Oh yeah.
Davis Braun here, he's leading by almost a second and a half now. He's really starting to get some distance here on Colburn.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out Davis Braun sitting at a cool 52%, has led over half the laps this season, Luke.
Well, that is quite impressive. He is obviously the man to beat out here tonight. Caleb Colburn being, I believe, the only one that could beat him out here tonight in terms of the point standings, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it's really open to anybody if he has a DNF, but I just don't see Davis Braun not finishing this race.
Yeah. So what, if he finishes the race, it's an automatic victory for him, or?
I wouldn't say automatic. I think if he gets within like the top 10.
Okay. So he would essentially have to wreck out in order for it to really be a.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So really, all he's looking to do is solidify the win out here tonight.
Let me see if I can get a way they track the standings. Yeah, I can't find where they track the standings. I don't know.
That's all good.
I don't know what would need to happen, but I know it'd have to be at least a Caleb Colburn win for him to win because
He's far enough back that I think the win is going to be the only thing that's really going to give him a shot.
we know Davis Braun ain't gonna finish last place out here. Unless something crazy happens. Maybe Caleb Colburn goes out and does a little shake and bake and sends Braun back.
You never know. Anything can happen out here in Miami.
Oh!
Ooh!
Man, Caleb Colburn
What a save.
barely saving it. No, he's staying calm, cool, and collective, but that one had to pucker up his butthole a little bit. Coming out of my mouth, I realize that's not as common of a saying as I might have thought it'd be.
He's been rubbing that outside wall pretty much all night. Look at his race line of the night. Seems as though he's going to kind of opt to the inside line now on lap 30. Maybe Caleb Colburn trying to make up this 2-second gap that he's got going on right now. And early reading, I read a car go into the pits there, Matt Remora. He's now 2 laps down. Not too sure what that was about. Not too sure if you can hear it, Kevin, but the train is just laying down the horn right now.
Yeah, you know, people playing music and everything in my house, so thank God for noise suppression. I can't hear yours. I don't know if Stream can, but if you can't hear mine, then I know Stream can't hear mine.
Yeah, just
Davis Braun's really opened up this lead, Luke, but
3 seconds.
there's no stages in this race. lap traffic is going to be an issue.
And he's coming up on it. It's going to be on the exit of turn 2 right now. He's just now entering turn 1. So he's coming up on Matt Remora and currently in last place, 2 laps down. But he is the only driver that is currently any laps down at all. So he is also the lucky dog candidate. Chris Hudson getting up close to the bumper of Caleb Colburn, and I wonder if they're going to be drafting a little more together here, or if they're going to be just straight racing each other. Chris Hudson getting the pass on Colburn, but Colburn going to dive to the inside as well. Right after that, going to get the transfer again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do a little bit of math here, Luke. Give me a second, but I'm gonna have a statistic to show you once I get this math done. Alright, so Davis Braun is at 1,075 points across 7 races. That's an average of 153 points per race. Caleb Colburn is at 1,013 points across 6 races. He's averaging 168 points per race. Based off the amount of races they've run, race for race, Caleb Colburn is actually doing better this season. But Davis Braun has that one extra race on him.
So I guess the only real, Colburn's going to have to win it, and Braun's going to have to finish. What are we saying? Behind the top 5 to really realistically have a shot.
I mean,
it's really
let
tough
me
to
go back.
say.
Let me go back to last week and see how these points were spread out. Because whatever happens, Braun is going to have to get at least 60 more, or Colburn's going to have to get at least 60 more points than Braun. And for that to happen, he would have to finish... Ooh. With assuming Colburn wins, Braun would have to finish 16th or back.
So it really would have to come in the last 3 weeks. Jeez. Okay, so it's pretty much going to have to be Braun in the wall at the last lap and Colburn cross the check in order for him to realistically have a shot. So Braun's really just looking to close this thing out and have a clean race through to, you know.
Now they're giving out bonus points. I don't know what the bonus points are for.
Yeah, that might change things up here.
It's only the most bonus points I've seen out of any of these races are 10 though. So say Colburn gets the bonus points, that would make him still have to get 50. He'd still have Davis Braun need to be in the back 13. So the bonus points changes things, but it doesn't change things that much. And to be honest with you, I would assume some of the bonus points... Oh, I see what the bonus points are for. I might have just lied to you.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm only watching the race leader right now. He's almost 4 seconds up on second place. So you get a look here at his lines in the night. He's actually approaching some lap traffic.
I think the bonus points are for fastest lap, most laps led, and fastest average lap.
Well, I did.
All in all,
fastest average lap in the current moment.
Not not only that, but all in all, I think regardless of what happens, we're going to need to see Braun finish around 14th or 15th for it to even be in question.
Yeah, so he's
And
really
as far as who's running third place, Chris Hudson, I don't think it's possible for him. That's not to say Hudson and Colburn are fighting for second, though, but that's another story. Hey, Jay, how we doing? Appreciate the kind words. Doing the season finale here with Champion Motorsports at Homestead, Miami.
yeah. Right now we're in a bit of a sticky spot here for Caleb Colburn in third place. He's the only driver that really has a chance to beat Davis Braun on the point standings, but Braun would have to get, I believe, what did we say, 14th and back, essentially, for it to even help be a possibility.
Yeah.
So, not likely here. It looks like it's going to be a Davis Braun show. He's going to hopefully just try to just get this one through and put the season behind him. And he's coming up on some lap traffic now. It's going to be starting at the number 17 of Seguenza. That'd be Davis Braun leading the points right now, Jay. The current race leader. The onboard of Tim Collier right now. He's riding right behind Caleb Colburn. They're riding 4 and 5. You see Tim Collier riding in P4. You see all 3 leaders in front of them. They're all just trying to get around the lap traffic right now. That's the biggest issue for these leaders.
Yeah, and it's really looked like some professional driving out here. We're now 45 laps green, and these guys are, really driving these things in there. Davis Braun now has a 5-second gap, but, I mean, Tim Collier is really doing a good job here, navigating through lap traffic and coming in for the first pit. Yep, and how about we go to our pit cameras here and take a look at the takers. I read Braun, Zabelski, Collier, Lidke, Dargert, and Seguenza.
And yep, that's going to be, yep, that's accurate. That's very accurate. Bronson, Zabelski, Lidke, Dargert. A lot of people in right now. Chris Hudson's currently your race leader. He hasn't went in yet. Neither has Colburn or Medina.
Yeah, and I would assume that leaves these pit windows around 46, 47 laps. I said 49 to 52. I think that was a little optimistic. And look, I went ahead and sent you an image on Discord. I don't know if you can pull it up and get it as a source on stream or whenever you need to pull it up, but I think it'll be helpful.
One moment. My computer's having a stroke. I know the stream heard all of those Windows notifications.
Yeah, no doubt Braun's going to get the win off of pit road, but other than that, it's going to be Zabelski, Collier, Romero. The rest of the crew comes in. Colburn stays out for the time being.
There it is. pictures of.
Alright, perfect. So that's our current point standings across 7 races. Davis Braun leading Colburn in second, Hudson, Zabelski, Collier, Medina, Dargert, Lidke, Robitaille, and Partridge, with the biggest battle, if I'm not mistaken, being between Tim Collier and Jose Medina. Only a 3-point difference for 5th place.
Yeah, they're fresh out of the pit, so they got fresh cars right now. You know, we'll watch the. Let's see, he's in second place. Colburn's still in first.
Yeah, interesting to see Colburn not coming in yet. Maybe did a little bit of fuel saving.
You gotta wonder. He did ride that high line for the. Yeah, he ran that high line quite a bit, so you know he's probably not as concerned on tire.
Who all
wear.
haven't come in?
So
Have any of
far,
those? Are the top 5? Top 5 must be stayer outers, because that's pit all the way from Colburn to Pittsburgh, with Braun obviously being in first. So the top 5 still haven't pit. Expect to see them come in soon, though, no doubt.
Caleb Colburn going to get his, I believe, first taste of the night out here. Needing a couple laps out here while burning the last bits of his fuel before he goes in. Currently reading Anthony James going into the pits right now. He's in P5.
Yeah, and they stay out and look for that caution, unfortunately not getting it, but gonna give them a little bit fresher tires coming out. Probably gonna still be hoping for a caution after they come out of the pits,
Yeah, there's Colburn
to
going in the pits.
stack them up together. Colburn comes in. Medina staying out.
He's got to be just running off of fumes out here. He's got to be coming in soon, I have to imagine.
Yeah, I've got to, I would have to guess so as well. If he stays out this next coming lap, then, I want whatever fuel tank he has. 'Cause it would make my, gas expenses a lot less frequent, which, in turn feels cheaper, Luke.
It may not actually be cheaper, but in the mine it does.
Uh-oh, he goes high.
Ooh,
And by God, he's staying out.
my goodness. He's behind the number 21 right now in the lap traffic. That's going to be...
Oh, Hernandez and Pitzenberger are both out as well.
That's Lidke.
So maybe I wasn't wrong about that 49 to 52 range, and these guys just took it a couple laps early. I assume with a little bit of fuel saving, these guys could run it to 54, 55, but Braun is really catching. He's already back into third. He's past Pitzenberger now, and Pitzenberger hasn't boxed yet, so... Really interesting to see that speed difference. Here comes Braun. If we want to switch to Hernandez, Braun is looking to make the pass on him. He's about 0.8 of a second back.
Here we'll hop on the onboard of Braun here.
He's just gonna fly by him.
Fly by. Yep, he's completed the pass. Medina goes into the pits.
Medina boxes at 55. Hernandez, won't? Pitzenberger did. So Medina and Pitzenberger come in. Hernandez staying out. Definitely interesting to see how long he can, make these last for. But Braun gets around him regardless. And the pit for Hernandez just happened.
Yep. Yeah, I was wondering if he was running off of fumes or hopes and dreams out there, Kevin.
Yeah, and you got to imagine these guys that pit around 47 just want to be able to split their tires up into threes hitting on 47, pitting on about 90, and then running the rest of the race so that their tires all have about the same amount of wear on them as opposed to running one set super long and running another super short. So just a little bit of strategy there. I know the guys staying out were just guys trying to pick up some time, maybe hope for a caution. Unfortunately, it didn't come and they're just going to lose more time.
It's going to really going to be a good thing here for Davis Braun, currently still riding in P1. He's got almost a 5-second gap still.
Yeah, how about Tim Collier making it up into a podium position? He's really looking to get that 5th place here over Jose Medina, who's currently running 9th after staying out on some strategy.
It's really interesting to see how the pit strategy is going to play out here with all these drivers here later on in this race. Assuming we stay green, and so far we've seen 58 green laps out here so far, Kevin. You gotta wonder. I mean, pit strategy is going to become one of the big questions out here, assuming they keep things.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to be a 2-pit type of night, assuming we do stay green. I think they have plenty of tires. I would assume they have 3 sets minimum. So far, I think what we've seen is full fuel, full tires from everybody. What we might see if we get a caution, who knows? But as of right now, I think most of these strategies are the same as of what they took, benefiting the guys that took them earlier, obviously. But a lot of racing left. Not even to that halfway point yet, and so far it's looking like the Davis Braun show.
He's been willing to get things done out here so far tonight and most of the season out here, Kevin. He's currently leading in the point standings by a considerable number at the moment. He's got this race pretty much on lock, assuming he keeps things straight and clean out here tonight. So far, we've seen a lot of clean driving from the drivers out here tonight. I don't imagine that they're going to be doing any crazy passes or anything like that here. I have a feeling it's just going to be very, very smooth, very clean driving out here for the most of these guys. I just feel like the only action we're really going to see is going to be up around Davis Braun, Colburn, Hudson, Collier, and Zabelski. Maybe Medina. I just have a feeling it's going to be like those. Well, you know, the pictures or the names we showed up on the point standings are the ones going in that top group.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Ready for another little stat, Luke?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Most passes on the season. Tim Collier, and it's not necessarily close, he has passed 151 other cars within the first 7 races of the season.
That's an impressive feat on its own right there.
Yeah, that's an average 21.5 passes per race.
And some impressive numbers there for a league owner and running in P3 Tim Collier.
Yeah, and now we're sitting at about 9 cars on the lead lap. Medina the next to fall. It's important to stay on that lead lap because the lucky dog's only going to be given to one driver, and there's already, I think, 6 in contention, 7 in contention, maybe. So definitely something to pay attention to if we were to get that caution.
But then again, we've seen 60 almost, going on 65 this time by clean laps. I mean, we've seen clean racing so far. We have really nothing to indicate that it's going to be changing out here anytime soon, but then again, it can all change in an instant out here.
Yeah, and 2 tracks have been run with 0 cautions this season, neither of which we had the privilege of broadcasting. It was the Milwaukee Mile, and it was New Hampshire. Both of those were won by Davis Braun, so he has a 100% success rate with caution-free races.
And, you know, that's got to be his advantage out here. you know, you hate to say it out here, but I mean, really, the only situation you're looking for here for Colburn is Braun not finishing in the top 15. So I mean, I don't know how exactly that's going to pan out here. Got a feeling if they get anywhere close to each other, it's just going to be some tough racing. I mean, no really other way to put it.
Yeah, and his worst finish out here, Luke, Davis Braun's, guess what it is?
P8?
P13. Right there, where it needs to be.
Oh my.
Worst finish. The bad news, that was super speedway racing. That was at Daytona. Not something we're more than likely going to see here because
Yeah.
he kind of has these laps down pat, and he doesn't have a full field of cars right on top of him here.
The way I see things, the only way he's not winning this race is if he either crashes out or gets crashed out here. But you know, he's got some considerable space in between the guys behind him and a decent gap from the guys in front of him as well. So he's gonna be he's gonna have some room to work out here, assuming they stay green out here.
Not too much movement lately. Colburn's fallen to 5th. Zabelski passed him on the cycle. He's about 5 seconds off of him. Medina picked up a spot on Pierre Robitaille. They've swapped 8th and 9th places. Drew Lidke currently running 6th, but not losing any time on Colburn. Hudson looking to be your only contender with Braun as of right now, assuming we stay green. Luke, you want to take a look at best lap times and see how these guys compare? I have my well, I'll be.
Well, I will be hot
That is
dog
why-
damned.
That is why, Luke, consistency is key. He seems to have. This is best lap, correct? Not last lap.
This is best lap, best time.
It seems that Davis Braun has set his car up for the long runs because I can count 1 that's better than him, 2 that's better than him, 3 that's better than him. 3 cars that have a better best lap time than Davis Braun, yet he has led every single lap of this race and dominated them at that.
I mean, he's had the recipe for success out here so far tonight, Kevin, but you know, it's like we keep saying, it's really going to come down to the question. I mean, will he finish the race? That's really going to be his big thing. I don't remember how fast repairs are looking out here tonight, Kevin. Or do you remember?
None.
Take a look. None?
To my knowledge, none. If I remember correctly, damage has been a serious issue out here tonight. If you want to take a look, be my guest, because I have been proven wrong time and time again.
Just 1 fast repair, actually.
And, well, you know, right as I say it.
And it strikes again.
Yep. I mean, that's R&R that we do with 0 fast repairs, I guess, then. I know we have 8 no fast repair league, but with it only being 1, that still gets tricky. You don't want to waste that by any means, but we're over the halfway point of this race.
It's been an exciting one thus far, Kevin. Braun's really been putting on a show out here. He's about 5 seconds up on Hudson now. He's been really getting things done out here tonight. With himself within a nice gap here to where he's staying away from most of the cars around him and just creating a safe environment so he's got the best shot to make it through this race unscathed. I feel like we haven't hopped on an onboard in a while. You want to hop to Caleb Colburn's onboard?
Sure. Yeah, he's wheeling it. getting it right up there against the wall, within inches of that outside wall. It's a flat track here at Miami. The, as far as the turns go, I think shortest way is fastest way around the track. But as far as the straightaways go, you want to get on that flattest part, get sucked up into the wall as much as you can, generate as much speed, and then hook it back in. So, definitely good-looking lap times from Caleb Colburn. And he's actually made up a second on Davis Braun within the last handful of laps. So, maybe starting to figure out how these cars feel and how these tires feel on the Homestead surface.
It's definitely a tough track to race on, Kevin. It's such a weird mix. It's almost a super speedway. It's a little longer. I think they could have considered it, but not quite there. It's just such a funky track. I love it. Really having to let off on these turns. You're hearing it here.
Yeah, and it wears fast too. Another reason why some of these guys took a pit 10 laps earlier than others. Trying to get those tires in, like I said earlier, but it seems Chris Hudson's got it maintained to about a second. He's kept it within about a second of Davis Braun on the past 20 or 30 laps. However, he's still already 5 seconds back, but it seems he's figured out the lap times a little bit better on the long runs here.
It actually seems like Hudson's closing to a 6-second gap now between him and Braun, so I don't know. Looks like it's kind of fluctuating here.
Regardless, it seems to be he's figured things out a little bit as he goes. I know these cars feel like completely different vehicles at the end of these races than they did at the beginning of these races, and that's not just tires. That's the car itself. Just some cars are just better long runs, and some are better on the short runs.
So he's approaching the number 11 of Tim Collier in front of him. He's the other driver we got there. I kind of hope they get closer so we can swap between the POVs at the kind of thing.
Yeah, or have a little battle cam with maybe both of them on both their faces on screen.
Well, if that's possible.
I know you can do the just one of the like regular camera angles. Like one of the I don't know what they're called. What's one of the good camera angles that gets like it's kind of like a spotter cam, but I don't know if we have a spotter cam.
We can watch like a link video.
Yeah, something like that. We'll get something like that going. I'll pull up.
Oh, fucking decent. Here we go, baby. Matter of fact,
you pull those up and then get the battle box.
I was thinking the same thing. There's the current battle for fourth.
All right.
Gonna be Caleb Colburn and Tim Collier. Colburn really starting to close the distance here.
Yeah, he's closed it to about a half a second. Oh, we're fucking professionals now, Luke. Decent.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, the darker the color gets, the closer Colburn's getting in the battle box there in the bottom right. That's another cool feature. But he's just about there, Luke, and they're both fighting for this spot.
The distance is closed, and they are there. They are close to each other right now.
Yeah, and it's, going to be a matter of getting to him, but he's just about completed that task. It's now going to be a matter of getting around him and maybe a little bump into him, getting Colburn a little loose, got into the back of Collier, but that's going to give Collier about 0.3 of a second space again. And here comes Colburn for another shot at it. He takes a little bit of a lower line coming out of the exit of 3 and 4. And he's going to be on his side. They're side by side now. And this fight's got Drew Lidke back up on screen in the mix, and that's going to be clear for Caleb Colburn. Will there be a rebuttal from Tim Collier? I think they're going to run single file for a little while now, Luke.
No surprise there. I mean, we're on up almost 7 seconds on Hudson now. He's really got this thing on lock. I mean, I feel like we've been saying the same thing all night out here. He's really been the man to beat out here tonight. I think it's
Yeah, I got to
awesome if we can
agree.
get more drivers in the driver cams here. We can pull up the battle boxes like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could make that a quad box.
Yeah, that's incredible. If we can get a lot of drivers to sign up for that, that would just be amazing.
Yeah. But we're 83 laps into this one. We saw most of our pits around 20 or 47. So if they stay on that pace, we'll see the next group around 94, about 10 laps from now. They can run it about 56 laps. So the last guys that pit can run it to about 110, 112. The first guys that pit, if they choose to run this one as long as they can run that about 103. So just some things to pay attention to out here. I expect the pits are going to start coming in around 90, mid-90s, early to mid-90s, though.
And, you know, Kevin, what do you think out here? You think drivers take the early pits here and, just assume we're going to stay green out here, or do you wait a little bit and see if we might have a late caution?
I think anybody in contention for this race, Braun, Hudson, Zabelski, Colburn, I think those guys are just going to opt to do what's safe to get a good finish, whether it's a win or not. However, I think some of these guys, A, that are a lap down, can really benefit. B, Medina, Darger, those couple guys who are, in theory, almost lap down. I think any of those guys might opt to stay out and play some strategy here.
That's really going to be the question of, can Braun stay in the lead here and hold on to his win the season finale out here?
Yeah, that's the big question. I think he's got it in him, Luke.
I'd have to agree, Kevin. It seems as though he's got a little bit of lap traffic happening around him. That's going to be the number, I want to say 458 on the map for Kona.
Yeah, Braun, we were talking about how Hudson had kept it within about 6 seconds, but he's now back to 9 seconds and has actually been passed by Zabelski. So, just giving Braun some more room out here is all I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, he's cleared up almost 9 seconds on second place. He's really been the man to beat out here tonight, Kevin, and proven again and again why he's the man that's currently on the lead of the point standings out here tonight.
Absolutely.
Seen some Colburn fans in the chat, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done out here. It's very unlikely, to say the least, but then again, anything can happen. It's tough to say. Currently, it's going to be tough for Colburn to beat Braun out here tonight.
Shout out Caden Colburn. Thanks for hopping by.
And currently only 8 cars registered on your lead lap right now.
Yeah, I I imagine the pits are gonna be coming, at least starting within the next 5 laps. So
And we're already seeing some there. 4th, 5th, and 6th, all going into the pits here. Collier's in the pits. Colburn is out still. Everyone's still out. Colburn, Hudson, and Braun. They're all three still out.
yeah,
It'll be interesting to see which one of them going first.
Zabelski, Collier, Lidkey, they're all trying to line it up about 45 laps per green run. So by that strategy, they're coming in. Braun's coming in. Hudson's coming in. It's gonna cycle Colburn to the front. I would imagine he stays out long again since he did last time.
Yep, he's going to be out there for a little while. Colburn's still staying out here. It's lap 93. Closing on the back half of this one.
Yeah, Colburn stays out, Medina stays out, Darter stays out. I think everyone else is in. We might have a couple lap cars staying out, but regardless, Braun has passed them. So
Oh, yeah.
those three in front of Braun are the three to pay attention to right now. I mean, realistically, it doesn't really matter on track position if a caution flies because we only have 6 guys in the lead lap.
Yeah. Definitely shaping out to be a Braun's race to lose out here at the moment.
I think that number's gonna shorten once we cycle the pits all the way too. These guys could run green for another 15 laps, if that's what they chose to do. Like Hernandez, I think Medina stayed out super late. Colburn came in a few laps earlier, but I mean even he could stay out till about 110.
Look at that speed on the outside by Hudson. Showing how much faster these cars out of the pits are than these ones that have been out here for a while.
Yeah, just absolutely darting by. To get back on the lead lap. Caleb Colburn hanging on as well as he can. Here comes, I want to say Drew Lidkey to get back on the lead lap here. Maybe that was Tim Collier? I don't know. Someone passed him. He's not, I mean, he's got no speed out there.
Yeah,
he's got no tires. He's hanging on, just praying that somebody makes a mistake. And you know, look, at this point, with a fast repair, what's stopping him from just spinning himself?
You know, hopes and dreams, Kevin, I think.
He gets the caution, he gets the refresh on his car, and he stays within the top 6 because he's one of the only guys in the lead lap. It's a really shitty thing to do. It's something I would do though, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, season finale, you don't have many options. You got to do what you got to do to try to, pull the win out here if you can. But it'll be really interesting to
Another
see how he
an-
tries to make this one work for him.
another potential, also equally as immoral. He could stay out for the next 10 laps. Braun is on pace to catch him, and he could just, I mean, wipe Braun out when he goes for the pass. A couple possibilities out here, Luke. If Caleb Colburn really wants to start grasping at straws, I obviously wouldn't imagine he does any of those things. I think he's just gonna run this one cleanly, and whatever happens, happens. But Braun is closing quick. He's got about 2 seconds a lap on him.
And, we'll go and hop on the onboard of him as we watch him try to catch up to Colburn out here.
Yeah, and right in front of him, I want to say that that's going to be maybe Medina. No, Medina even pit, I think. I think everybody took him except for Caleb Colburn, so I'm not quite sure who that is in front of him. It might be Medina, who's a last car lap down. I don't know, Luke, you know my eyes are bad. That's the 24 car. Yeah, that's Jose Medina.
Yeah, there's a pit from Caleb Colburn, and that's going to put Davis Braun back up in the lead.
Yeah, and Caleb Colburn gave it his all. He probably had a little bit more fuel left, but opting to, just realizing there's not much he can do there. He would need something pretty extraordinary to happen for the first caution to come out within the next couple laps when one hasn't flown in 102. So he's making the conservative decision to come in before he really technically needs to, just so that he doesn't lose more time on it.
And, I mean, he gave it his all. He did all he could, but it can still happen out here. But so far, like we keep saying, it's Davis Braun's race to win out here so far. So far, he's been doing a good job of holding on out here. Only have 7 cars on the lead lap here after the pit cycles.
Maybe a little bit of a battle for second going on between Zabelski and Hudson.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and Tim Collier you see in the top of your screen, also trying to get in on the action.
Oh yeah, he's in the mix.
Oh, a little bit loose for Zabelski there. That's going to give the inside to Hudson. He's going to take it. They're side by side racing right now. I mean, Davis Braun all season, it's been like this. He's had the best average start. He's had the most poles. He's led the most laps out here. He's got the most wins out here. It's been a very Davis Braun-oriented season, and I don't know why we expected anything different tonight, Luke.
It's been hard to bet against him all season, Kevin. He's been the man to get things done out here, and proven race after race why he's the front runner out here, as he is almost 14 seconds up on second place. He has a sizable lead here with under 30 laps to go. How about Davis Braun? He's approaching the 14-second mark now of a lead on second and third place right now.
Yeah, and we're down to 7 cars on the lead lap here, and as you can see, the tail end of Medina's car keeps flashing into the scene while we're watching Braun. Braun's about to catch him, so 25 to go out here, and these guys are just trying to survive on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, with it being the last race this season, you're just looking to close things out here, not getting anyone's way, let the leaders finish out their races, you know. This one's starting to wind down out here, and it's, at the rate things have gone right now, I don't think it's really a question right now of who's really having a shot at this one right now. Passing some lap cars out here. They're all staying out of his way. The battle for second still leads. It's going to be Chris Hudson and Zabelski right now. They're both right next to each other, but a lap car behind them, I believe it's number 45, I want to say. I don't know if I can see it. Either way, they're battling it out for second place right now. Tim Collier in fourth place and Caleb Colburn, unfortunately, back in fifth place. He is significantly off pace here from Davis Braun. So, assuming we stay green out here, it's going to be quite difficult for anyone to catch Davis Braun at this rate.
Yeah, no doubt here. We only got 22 laps left. Caleb Colburn would have to make up a second lap on Davis Braun for him to pass him, and that just is out of the question. A lot of these guys praying for cautions at this point. A lot of these guys not, though. Davis Braun only has to hold it on for 21 more laps, Luke.
I mean, he's definitely got the space to do it. It's just going to be a matter of, can he get it done?
I need to go here. 20 away for the 25 car of Davis Braun, with Hudson in pursuit, Zabelski, Collier, and Colburn being your top 5 right now, all within 20 seconds or 21 seconds. It's a spread out race here at Homestead Miami Speedway, Luke, and if you take a look at the map, there's not a part of the map that isn't being used, or part of the track that isn't being used right now.
I would say they're kind of all over the place out here, all spread out. We can hop out to a camera here and pretty much just watch all the cars drive by here as going near turn 1 2.
Yeah, these puppies do sound good.
Oh yeah, they do. Davis Braun, he's staying well out of the way of these lap cars. He's making his way around them. They're not really wanting to fight him too much, and good on them for that, staying out of his way.
To go here, and second place contender, 14 seconds back. He's going into, or he's coming out of turn 2 right now, and Davis Braun headed out of turn 4. So they're about half a track around each other right now.
Yeah, definitely. Braun creating quite the space, and Noah, you're missing a good one out here. It's Miami is always a fun track out here. Personally, one of my favorites.
Yeah, one of mine too. It's very visually pleasing. I know we got some overcast out here tonight, and get the old orange sky that we see in NASCAR Heat 5 when we run Miami. But regardless, it's a cool track, and it's definitely a warm one. Luke, I don't know if we have the weather because it's in the middle of the race, but if we do, interested to see.
Currently 84 degrees out there right now, and a track temp of 101. So it's a warm one out here in Miami. Boy, I wish I could be there right about now, Kevin.
That's what I was about to say to you, Luke. It's a lot better than Columbus, Ohio, if you can believe it, as it rained all day, and it was 60 degrees, feels like 49. So you can imagine the wind also didn't feel too great.
Yep, Mother Nature just really giving Ohio the shafting of all time throughout this time of year. It seems as though we're finally on the end of it here, so it's nice weather finally.
Yeah, I opted that today would be the best day to go fishing for the first time this season, and it was not 70 and sunny like it was last week.
Well, can't have it all, I suppose.
No. Hudson's actually made up a second on Braun in these last few laps. I don't know if Braun's, just playing as safe as he can, taking the safest line as opposed to the fastest line, but Hudson might be getting on his horse a little bit here, something to pay attention to, as he was about 14.3 seconds back at one point. Luke, I got another stat for you.
What you got, Kevin?
We had the most lead changes we've seen at Daytona. How many lead changes did we see?
I'm going to say 12.
30.
Goodness.
Leader was changed 30 times at Daytona. I know it's hard to stay out front with all the drafting and line changing going on, so no surprise that it was up there, but definitely different than our what I think we've seen 2, 3, or 4 here tonight. Would be none if it wasn't for pit cycles. And coming across the finish line is Davis Braun right now, and that is going to make it 10 to go here at Homestead, Miami. 10 to go on the season finale.
And it's been an exciting season. I know we haven't been here for the full season, technically, Kevin, have we? But it's been
Yeah.
an exciting one for the races we've been, given the pleasure of broadcasting, and very, very excited and looking forward to the second season coming here soon with the CMS series.
Yeah, no doubt, Luke. We will be a part of the entire season 2 series, and this was an 8 race season, and the second season of 2025 is going to be 10 races, so super excited for that. Time to go. Davis Brown's about 5 minutes away from being a CMS champion in the trucks.
And he's really just coasting through here, just keeping it clean, like he keeps saying. He's just looking to close this thing out here tonight. Nothing really else to say about that one. He's got a clear lane all the way far. Davis Braun's about 6 laps to go here, being the DMS Season 1 champion. I mean, he's still clear, almost 13 seconds on second place. I don't personally see Braun losing this one here, Kevin.
No, I mean, they've run how many laps? Like 130 clean out here. There's no chance that at least get a caution within the last 5, right?
Right? That's always the question, but it's 4 to go out here. Still Braun's race to win. Nothing holding him back here, no one fighting him for this one.
Yeah, he's just crossing his lucky fingers to see if he can keep it green for 4 more laps, keep it clean for 4 more laps, and get the championship here. As he crosses, it's now 3 to go. 3 laps away from a Davis Braun championship. Another fight to pay attention to. Tim Collier, now 2 spots ahead of Jose Medina. About 3 seconds ahead of him. He needs to hold him off to get 5th place out here.
Two to go out here. White flag next time by.
And I'm sure that white flag will be a sigh of relief for Davis Braun if he can get it to a point that a yellow won't matter. I'm sure that would feel great. A little bit of pressure is being put on from behind. Not quite sure who that is. I think it's Jay Darger going for the pass. To get back onto the lead lap. And, Braun's just taking that middle line, keeping it as clear as he can, and the white flag is out. Final lap of the CMS Season 1 of 2025. How about Davis Braun? He's got about a 12-second lead on Chris Hudson. Got to get through about two more turns now on the backstretch for the final time of his CMS 2025 Season 1, where he has dominated going into turn 3. Here he is, got one more turn left. He takes it as cleanly, as slowly, as flawlessly as possible. Burn the place down, Davis Braun. You are a CMS champion. How about Braun getting the win here, Luke? Hudson's going to get a second place here. Zabelski's going to get a third. They're still coming through 3 and 4. Davis Braun is starting a celebration, and the race isn't over for some of these guys. What a domination.
And it just goes to show how spread out the field really was out here, Kevin. I mean, we still have drivers still waiting to finish here just in P6, 7 right now. They're just not finishing the race. And Davis Braun has already almost made his way around again to start his victory circles.
Yeah, and Davis Braun just dominated this one. And it's nothing new. Davis Braun's 4th win on the season. He's dominated a lot of these. And, absolutely tearing it apart at Miami here tonight. What a win. Let's see if it's a burnout to suit a championship.
Yep, here it is.
Yeah, he is right on the line, right on the checkered, right on the playoff marker. It's going to be Davis Braun just tearing it up, doing the donuts of all time.
Yeah, and good on him. He's had a really great season and a great finish to the race out here tonight. And what a race for him. And as we go and wait for the official results here, it's going to be Davis Braun getting the win here. Chris Hudson in 2nd. Brian Zabelski in 3rd place. Caleb Colburn in 4th. Tim Collier in 5th, just to name a few. And I believe we're going to go ahead and jump to the other Discord here for some interviews as I attempt to find it.
Oh, I gotta let you on stage.
I can literally just click the button. Yeah, I was just saying, what a win for Davis Braun out here, and a great season for him as well.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Just dominated some of these races. Some of the guys like Colburn put up a hell of a fight, but just no catching Davis Braun this season.
No, sir.
As we let everyone gather around, I'd like to talk to Davis first to see if some celebration is in order out here.
Yeah, you have to imagine so. As we wait for our first couple interviews to make their way on over this way.
Did you have a favorite race we saw here this season, Luke, or
Well,
just happy
Kevin,
to see them all?
I'm happy to see them all, obviously, but I'm a big fan of the super speedways. So Talladega obviously is a big one for me. Daytona's obviously a pretty fun one for me to watch. Always one of my
I don't,
favorites. Always
I don't
super
think there
speedways.
was a Talladega. I know Daytona though. We were talking about um lot of lead changes, 30 lead changes in that one. We got to see Atlanta, Pocono, Iowa, and Homestead. We saw Daytona, I think.
Yeah,
I think we started Daytona and went on, but
I believe so.
We missed Charlotte, Milwaukee, New Hampshire. So excited to see next season a full group of a full group of tracks, a full season on our end. But what we did see was absolutely electric. A lot of exciting driving going on, not only tonight but in all the races. As we try to gather, I know Davis got a mic. We've talked to him before. Try to see if we can get him in here. There he is. Try to get him up here. Hey, Davis, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Hell of a season, hell of a race, just domination out there tonight. How does it feel to be a champion?
Oh, it feels great. Yeah, especially in this sort of format where it's just kind of the culmination of the whole season. All I don't know how many races there are to be honest, but for everything that you kind of just put into it, just for everything to go that way, it just racing around, these really talented group of guys, great hard racers, fast and really smart. So yeah, it's really amazing. Really happy right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Miami was really a representation of what we saw from you all season. I mean, you just dominated out there. You led by what 15 seconds before you maybe let off a little bit there at the end to keep it safe, but regardless, I mean, you dominated tonight. You dominated the beginning of the season, which we unfortunately didn't get to broadcast. You run up front. You led over 50% of the laps this season. I mean, that's incredible, and that's something to be proud of. I mean, how can you? Is it just practice? Is it is there a secret to it? Were you born to, lead these laps? How can you explain just dominating season 1 of 2025?
Uh, I practice a very little amount, so it's definitely not that. And probably people don't want to hear that. But I'd say I just do really, I think anyway, well at saving the tires. So I think that's what you kind of saw tonight. We got those long green flag runs for the first time in quite a few races. I would say I don't really think we've had one, maybe one at Atlanta, but otherwise it's been since New Hampshire or before the Super Bowl anyway. So just kind of keeping it clean and those last 10 laps of a run are where I because I have a Delta overlay up top, and that's usually where I make a lot of the time. So yeah, I don't really know how I save the tires and go that speed, to be honest. Just maybe years of experience with what has got to be like 12, 13 on iRacing now, with a lot of that in ovals. So you just kind of learn the iRacing tires, how they work, and kind of keep plugging away, and just use that experience to good use. And yeah, really happy with the result. That was yeah, I surprised myself honestly. So really happy there.
Yeah, and we are happy for you. Like an incredible season, an incredible finale here at Homestead. We look forward. Will we see you in the second season? And if so, how can you carry that momentum over?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You'll see me love Champion Motorsports, CMS, and like Tim, Brian, Caleb, all the admins, all the racers. So I'll definitely be back. And I mean, every season's a new season. Just kind of continue what we're doing and hope you get the similar results. Either way, I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun in the next season, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and thanks again for the interview, Davis. Congratulations on the success tonight at Miami, and congratulations on being a champ.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. Again, like I said, thanks to the admins, Tim, Brian, Caleb. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. Last night, I wanted to say that I almost forgot to say. Very happy to see that Caleb, I think, is a Dolphins fan as well. I'm assuming tonight. I really enjoyed seeing that truck out there. Yeah, but great season all around, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Davis, and congratulations. Dolphins fan, Luke. I know you're kind of indifferent to NFL, but I'm a Patriots fan. Not much I want to say about the Dolphins. Division rivals, not too bad. Just not a huge Dolphins fan. How about we get Caleb Colbert in here? I think he officially finished second on the season. I don't have those results yet, but he had a pretty good gap going on that. Let's see if I can get him in here. Hey, Caleb, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you guys. Got me?
Yeah, we got you. A hell of a season for you as well. We knew you were down a race coming into this finale. We knew you were down about 60 points. The math turned out we needed to see you get a win and Davis get like 14th or 15th. So we knew coming in here it was a stretch. You ran good all night. You ran top 5 all night. You got the P4 finish, but you can't be down on it because you kicked ass really throughout the season. How were you able to stay up front in the point standings, and how were you able to make it work tonight at Miami getting a P4 finish?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say congrats to Davis on another championship. You know, he's always up front and leading laps, and of course winning races. So congrats to him. And again, thanks to CMS for putting this stuff on. And yeah, I mean, I can't help but think what would have been if I would have been able to race in that one race I missed. But you know, I had a good season. Luckily, able to get a couple of wins there. And yeah, I mean, it was fun. And yeah, as far as Miami goes, I thought I was going to be a little bit better after practice, and fell back a little bit there and just try to do an alternate strategy just to try to stay in the mix and stay on the offensive. Because, you know, last race of the season, didn't want to have to try to fight with old tires. So stay on the offensive there, and luckily I was able to come back and get that top 4. But yeah, I mean, it was a good season. But Davis, Chris, and Brian and all them, they're really tough to race against. So, but yeah, I had fun.
Yeah, and it was a great season out here, and I just got in the final results. It is Davis Braun with 1260, you coming in second place with 1178, so 82 back, but securing the second place. We figured out the math on the without this race aside, we figured out the math of you being about 165 points a race, whereas Davis was about 158. So a very tight points battle of what would have been if you were able to get that last race in. Will we see? I assume we're going to see you in the next season. Obviously, you can't tell the future, but we shooting for all 10 races next season.
I'm hoping we'll see how it turns out. You know, I got a lot of things going on at the moment, but yeah, I think I'll be able to at least make 9 out of the 10 races. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out. I look forward to next season, and hopefully, kind of success continues, and maybe able to get the championship next season.
All right, we appreciate it, Caleb, and we appreciate all the interviews you've given us throughout the season. It's been good getting to know you. Look forward to season 2, of course. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, just again, congratulations to Davis, and all the CMS team for getting this stuff put on, and you guys for putting on an excellent broadcast. And I look forward to seeing you guys next season.
Hey, I appreciate it. Congratulations, Caleb.
Yep, appreciate it.
That was Caleb Colburn, finished second on the season, finished fourth on the race. A dominant season by him in a lot of these races. It seemed he was the one running up front in what we got to see in the broadcasts, whereas the stat sheet showed that Davis Braun ran up front in a lot of the races we missed, Luke. So exciting to see them battle more next season. Next up, I want to try to get in here Chris Hudson, who got third on the season and got second on tonight's race. Hey, Chris, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Hey, gotcha.
Hey, a great season for you as well, and a great race. You ran about 14, 15 seconds off of Braun there towards the closing laps. Was able to close it in a few seconds, but still was able to hold off Brian and take the second place. It was a great race. It was super exciting to watch. A green race all the way through. How did you feel in the long runs? I know we've seen a lot of these short runs with a lot of cautions in the past few races. How did you feel in the long runs, and how did you feel to get a second place?
Yeah, I was super thrilled with second place. I actually learned a lot over the course of the race. So I at the beginning, those long runs, I was really burning them up, and I was struggling at the end of the run. I saw Brian had on one of those runs came up, and he was running like half a second faster a lap than me by the end of the run. So I was like, okay, I got to do something different here. So I really backed it down there on the last stint and tried to really conserve as much as I could, and was able to pull out second. So it was a tight race. I tried to kind of adapt as much as I could, but yeah, super happy with second place.
Yeah, and also you got a third place on the season. It was a great run all season for you. You had a great season. You were able to keep it within the top 3. You pushed it even closer to Caleb, getting within 33 points of him. If we do see you in the next season, I'm not, jumping ahead on any of the drivers out here, but I assume we're going to see a lot of you guys next season. How can you continue that momentum you got from a podium finish this season into the next one?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be back for the next season. I'm looking forward to it. This is such a fun league. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to continue to, learn all I can. Like tonight, I learned a lot about Miami and how I should probably drive that a little bit better next time. So, I'll try to take some of that knowledge into next season and see if I can put myself up a little bit higher. We've got some stiff competition out here, so it's not gonna be easy, but we'll give it our all.
Hey, no doubt, a lot of hard racing out here all season we've seen. We appreciate the entertainment we've gotten from you. We appreciate the interviews, and we look forward to seeing you next season. Congratulations on the second place finish out here tonight, and congratulations on the third place on the season. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, big shout out to Davis for the championship. It was fun racing with Davis all season and the rest of the group here. So, always a blast going back and watching the broadcast too. So I'm excited to have you guys back for next season. So looking forward to it.
Hey, I appreciate it, and congratulations, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
That was Chris Hudson, Luke getting a third place finish on the season and a second place finish here. The only guy to, or the closest guy to Davis Braun, but still over 10 seconds back there at the checkered. Next up, I want to get in Brian Zabelski, who finished P4 on the season, finished 48 points behind, or 40 even points. Can't see, my eyes do not work, behind Chris Hudson. Hey, Brian, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how about that season? You finished P4 in the season, got a podium on the race, though. It was a great season for you. It was a great season for, a lot of the guys out here, and it was a super, super, super fun season for us to watch. Was it as fun to drive? And if so, you have any other thoughts on how the season ended up playing out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's always fun to run on these Sunday night races. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I forgot what day it is. But yeah, it's good to run with this group and good to get to run on Sundays with them all. Yeah, just overall this season, it was a lot of probably performing better than I thought I had. I don't usually qualify very well, and I've been qualifying pretty darn well here. Race wise tonight, I'll take a third. This is not one of my better tracks. I usually struggle at Homestead, especially in the trucks. So walking away with the top 3, I'll take that.
Yeah, and it was a great race. Out here, we got to see some lead changes, but overall, they were on maybe different pit strategies. You hinted to your tiredness. I know for us at least, these cautions are kind of like a refresher. We can get a drink, get a stretch going. Is it the same way for you drivers, or are you more of a long stretch type of guy?
It depends on the track, really. Like tonight, I was just hoping for no cautions because I knew I was really good on the long run and I was going to be able to chase people down. Um, there's a lot of people that don't realize how much this track burns tires off if you're not really careful of it. And people would get away from me, a couple seconds, and I would just reel them back in over the run right before the pit stops. I heard Chris said they figured it out late, late following me, which darn, that explains why he got away. I guess I caught him twice, and the third time we figured it out. So yeah, this is very much a tire saving track. It's very dependent which line is better based on track temperature. So you kind of have to play around with that a lot in testing. But it looked like the track cooled down, which means the bottom will be pretty aggressive. And I kind of just decided to try and split it evenly into thirds. And yeah, it went pretty well.
Yeah, and a great season altogether. You were able to get the long run going there at the end, and it looked nice. It looked like a pretty strong run for you. You and Chris both able to figure it out. But we got a lot of racing ahead of us in season 2, a 10 race season. A, are we gonna see you in that? And B, are there any tracks you're specifically looking forward to?
Yeah, I'll be here for that. And as far as what tracks, I would say maybe first one that's on the schedule, I think, would be Dover. Those short tracks tend to be where I really shine, and yeah, Dover being that second race is going to be something I'm looking forward to. Richmond as well. I always run strongly there, so I'm going to be very, very happy to get a chance to run some short tracks. Before you guys started broadcasting, I had a race win basically taken from me on a short track. So I've been waiting for opportunity to get one back.
All right, hunt down that win, Brian Sabowski. We appreciate all we've seen from you this season. We appreciate the hard racing. We appreciate the interviews. Congratulations on the success, just not only tonight but throughout the season. Anyone you'd like to shout out before we move on?
Yeah, of course, Tim and Caleb for doing all their work with League, and David for keeping CMS up and running for all these years. He's done a great job with building this community out to be as big as it is, and everyone for showing up. And of course, my sponsor folks I have in my truck, which are Coney Setup Shop, official setup shop of NASCAR, and SM Racing Products, whose button box I use all the time.
I appreciate it, Brian, and congratulations on the season. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you.
Brian Zabelski, Luke. A podium finish on the night and a P4 finish on the season. I want to see if we can get Jose in next. He finished, let me see, he finished 6th on the season. What we knew was a tight run between him and Tim on the points going into the race, seeing who can get that top 5. Tim edged him out, but we're gonna see if we can get him in here and see what he thinks about Miami. Hey Jose, you got a copy? And we read mute right now on Discord side.
Tacos y Pacífico, cerveza Pacífico y tacos.
Hey man, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother.
This might be an interview for Luke. I don't. I would be the first to admit I flunked out of Spanish class in high school, but regardless,
I never even took it.
Well, thank God we're back to English because we would just be a mess. But
no
back
problem.
back on track here. It was a good season for you. You finished 6th on the season and you finished 6th on the race. We look at the statistics. You started these races around 10th and a half place, and you finished them top 7 on average. So you moved in the right direction throughout the races. How did these races feel, and how did Miami specifically feel to get a top 6 finish?
Oh, it felt great. I mean, I had a 3 and 4. I had to be real patient with the throttle and yeah, real smooth and try to stay in the bottom as much as possible to save tires. But yeah, it felt really good. It just when it got to the lap traffic, I had a battle with them a little bit. So yeah, I had to get through that first. But it took me a while to. I had a really bad qualifying, so that put me back a lot.
Yeah, and it seemed for you this season, consistency seemed to be the key. You put up a top 10 in 75% of your races. That's only missing out on 2 of them. You started every race, but you were able to get into the top 6 off what I think is just being able to stay up there in that top 6, top 7 range for most of the races. You think that was the name of the game for you, just keeping the car clean and keeping up there towards the front of the pack to get into the top 6?
Yes, I mean, I mean, I'm a real patient driver. I take my time, and uh, my first objective is not to wreck anybody and ruins anybody's races. So I try to be as clean as possible, and so yeah, I try to race real clean, and these quality drivers up top, man, even in the bottom. I mean, these guys are great drivers, man, really good drivers. Just try to out patient um, some other drivers in the race.
Yeah, and you speak on the patience and the clean driving. I got a statistic that reads you and Chris Hudson led or were second and third in total passes throughout the season. You had 147 total passes throughout the season. Is there a secret to getting around these cars without getting too close to them? Because we see time and time again these incidents come from passes.
Yeah, just being patient and waiting for the right moment, and you see some of these drivers might make a little bit of mistakes, and I just try to be patient and wait for another mistake, and then that's where I go in.
Yeah, and it was a great season. I don't like to assume, but I think we might see you next season because everyone I've asked so far has been a yes with no hesitation. Will we see you next season? And if so, what are you looking forward to on the season 2 schedule?
I'm looking forward to maybe a road course, maybe a couple road courses. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not a real road course, but lately I've been enjoying them in the Cup Series. So I'm looking forward to that, and definitely coming back. I mean, they run a real. Tim runs a real great league in here, and all these drivers, a lot of these drivers I already know. Like Hudson, I already knew him from a different league. Jay Darger, I know him from another league also. So I'm familiar with a couple of these drivers. So actually, what's called Jay Dodger is the one that brought me into this league, and I was doing Cup Series fix and open setups in another leagues, and I still do them. I race 5 days out of the week in leagues. Four of them are Cup Series, two are fixed, two open, and this Truck Series right here.
Yeah, and we got a lot of series moshing together, and it's great to see because we know Tim puts on a great show here, and it has been a blast through the I think 5 races, yeah, 5 races that we were able to be a part of. We appreciate the time, Jose. We appreciate you bringing the energy into the interviews. It's nice to see, and we really look forward to hopefully talking to you in a lot of these post race interviews next season. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Oh yes. First of all, you guys, you Kevin, Luke, you guys do a great job. And like I said, Tim, the league organizer or league owner, Collier, he's awesome. Jay Darger, like I said, he brought me in, and I want to do a shout out for Jay Darger. He's a retired Marine, correct? So I'm gonna throw a little shout out. Simplify. That means always faithful. Always faithful. The Marines. And then let me see who else. Who else do I have? Oh yeah, shout out to one of my paint designers that did that Marlboro paint scheme. Paul Ferdiani. He's at Plus EV Paints. So give him a shout out if you're interested in a real nice paint scheme that he does. And of course my wife, my kids, you know, my best friend Ozzy, and of course Pacifico Cerveza Clara. And yeah. So let me see who else. Byron from Ryko. I mean, I do open setups with him. I get open setups from him, but not on fix. And CM Pennington, 44 forever, rest in peace. He a couple years ago he passed away from cancer. So I'm always putting that in my paint schemes. And one final shout out to all the fans watching, supporting. Hope you enjoyed the race, and let's do it again next season.
All right, Jose, we appreciate it, and congratulations on season 1 of 2025 with CMS.
10-4, brother. You have a good night, and thank you.
Hey, thanks, Jose. You too. A lot of important shout outs there from Jose, including service workers and our veterans. I know we broadcast a lot of these races and see a lot of veteran schemes, a lot of the guys that are paying homage to that. We appreciate all service members in the United States military, so huge thanks for that. And how about we get one of the ones he shouted out in Jay Darger, who I think finished the season in what I want to say is 7th, right behind them. I'm gonna see. There we go. I lose the button every time. I gotta right click. Hey Jay, you guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Luke, I was going to say you're too damn quiet for having that damn picture on your thing there. So, and that goddamn Jose, holy shit, that son of a bitch talks too much. You guys bring him up there again, man. You're going to have to give us an extra 5 minutes, man, just to wear his ass out.
Hey, we love it. We love it. We could listen to you guys talk about these races all day because as much as we like watching it from the blimp views and all those views, it doesn't compare to being in the race car. And that's why we got you in here. We want to talk about not only Miami, but how this whole season went. We saw you finished 8th place tonight. We got 7th on the season. It seemed like a little bit of a flip side as Jose was not too many top 5s, but ran mostly top 10s, so he was able to get into the points there. You ran, I think it was 26% top 5s, but a little bit less on the top 10s, so maybe a little bit more, getting it going on some tracks, whereas not so much on others. You want to talk to us about how that went at Miami and how that went throughout the whole season?
Yeah, the whole season was much fun, and I want to thank a couple guys real quick. Tim Collier, David Anderson with CMS, the owner of CMS, and guys for putting these things on. So they get all the credit first, then you guys. As far as my racing goes, I've been qualifying a lot better, racing a lot better, and just had a couple of bad events throughout the course of the season that really kind of screwed up the overall finishing thing. I believe I started outside pole one race, had a good qualifying run there. I just enjoy racing with all these guys because it's always good, clean racing, and just kind of enjoy the whole thing. So, tonight's race, I knew Homestead Miami was going to be a tire eater if you pushed it too much, which I did the first time, the first pit run, and then the last pit run, I kind of got committed to the bottom, and I mean way to the bottom, and saved a bunch of tires, managed to get my lap back. A little too late for that one, but that's kind of how racing goes. For a guy my age racing with all these young guys, and for Davis Braun to say you don't practice much, oh my God, you young dudes, man, kill me. Davis is top drawer. The rest of the guys are top drawer. Chris Hudson, Jose, Tim, everybody is top drawer racing in this league. I would like to see this league grow and have full fields. It would really make a bunch of fun out of it.
Yeah, and I've got to agree. We're working alongside Tim has been a blast. Working alongside all of you drivers has been a blast. I would love to see this league grow as well. I know this league has made us grow a lot, so a huge thanks for that. But back to your season. We saw you lead 6 laps this season. We always say it's not about how many laps you led, it's about which ones you do. How can we see you get into victory lane next season?
Well, I already sent the little hoodlums out to go put sugar in Davis's fuel tank. And and the rest of the guys that beat me all the time, so they're going to get sugared up, and hopefully their stuff runs like shit, and that give me enough of a win.
Hey, and strategy of some sorts is going to be the plan for Jay Darger going into the next season. We really appreciate the interview you gave us. We really appreciate the racing you've given us all season, and congratulations on a very successful first season, and we hope to see you next season, Jay. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Absolutely, and I appreciate your guys' kind words. Shout out to you guys doing a good job on these broadcasts. Second up is my wife, mostly, who lets me sit back here in this race room and do this stuff for the guys. And then, naturally, the Marine Corps. I am a veteran of the Marines, and I drive the Marine scheme. My son, whose truck I ran tonight, is with No Quarter Innovations. So if any of you need any gun parts, things like that, we sell individual parts. And then again, also my race shop, which is First to Engage Motorsports, that we build off-road roll cages and chassis for the off-road side of life. So that's who I'm going to thank out. And then adios, my friends. I don't know how to talk like Jose, but I'm trying to keep up with his ass. I'm going to go have myself a little bit of a Scottish beer that ranks in at about a 65% alcohol, and eat me some chili dogs.
Yeah, and that's one way to celebrate. I know I had something called an Irish trash can last night to celebrate the holiday. Not a huge fan of that, and I probably won't be doing it again. But regardless, congratulations on the season. We're excited to see you next season, and have yourself a celebration, Jay.
Awesome, guys. Get yourself a little snake venom from Scotland, man. It'll change your life.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We appreciate it, Jay, and have a good one.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
That was Jay Darger, who finished well within the top 10 on the season, as well as the race. It has been a blast of a season, Luke, with CMS. I'm sure you have some thoughts on it.
Oh, I do, but I did see Tim Collier in there down there. You want to maybe get him in here, the league owner, real quick?
And I talked to him. He said he's just going to be listening in. I know he couldn't for a second miss some of those interviews we had tonight with Jose and Jay. I wouldn't have missed them.
Definitely making the interviews a little exciting out here, and I know I haven't been the most outgoing out here tonight. Just worked 2 12-hour shifts back to back in a row, so I am a little gassed out here tonight. But 135 laps, that was a very, very exciting race out here, and a very exciting season with the CMS series. And I'm really looking forward to the second one, Kevin.
Yeah, me too. I know this. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is the #1 series that we have run. As far as excitement goes, as far as engagement goes, and as far as, learning goes, we have learned so much from this season. Everyone here has been so helpful. Tim has been a great help to getting the broadcast going, getting the computer stuff going. I know it pains me to say I'm a 20-year-old kid that, went to school for computer science for a little while, and I'm, being taught all this stuff from Tim Collier. Not calling you old Tim, I'm just saying, this is supposed to be our expertise, and you were the one teaching us. So a huge thanks to you. A huge thanks to everyone at CMS that puts us on. I know we got the admins that make it happen, RC makes it happen, everyone with CMS that is able to make these super exciting races, and just thanks to the drivers as well, because can't do it without them.
Of course, can't have the action-filled races without the drivers, and a very, very exciting race, and a very, very exciting end to a great season with CMS, and I guess we'll be seeing you race fans in the next series with CMS, and we'll see you guys later. Good